Hey guys, welcome to my channel Linux King. My name is Salman Francis, and in our Let's Learn DevOps series, today we are going to start Kubernetes. So before we start Kubernetes, I would like to take this opportunity and would like to show you something. It's my new website. It's called techo.net, and basically this website, I have created this website to promote scenario-based courses. So here you can purchase scenario-based courses. And so what are actually scenario-based courses? So scenario-based courses are like if your manager or CEO is giving you a task to do something in set amount of time. Let's say he wants you to set up an Amazon Web EC2 instance on an Amazon Web Services, and he is asking you to set it up in 20 minutes or 30 minutes, let's say. So you can just, instead of searching to Google, Yahoo, YouTube or stuff like that, you can just come to the site, download this course. It's an extremely low fee course. It's like they start from $4 and onwards. And you can just download these courses, and they are to the point course. There's no boring stuff. It's like 90% of practical, and you will be able to set up or achieve your goal within the set amount of time. So I just wanted to bring your attention to my new website, and I hope you will like it. And I will really appreciate if you guys could visit the site and spread the word to your friends and family. So without further ado, let's start our Kubernetes. Okay, so what is Kubernetes basically? So it is an open source system developed by Google. It provides automation and management of containerized applications and help in deployment and scaling with ease. Or in this video, we will use Docker as our containerized application. So Kubernetes basically it provides automation and management to the containerized application. And it has a master and node architecture. The master controls the nodes. So please note that kubeadm creates the Kubernetes cluster, and the main command of kubeadm are kubeinit and kubejoin, which we will take a look in our next slide. Incoming slides, sorry. So important things to remember: Kube API server, this is the management part of the cluster. etcd, it stores the configuration and current state of Kubernetes cluster. It's like a database. Kube scheduler, it helps in assigning nodes to newly created pods. Kube control manager helps regulate the state of cluster with its controllers. And there are 4 kinds of controllers. A node controller, and you can check from the name. These keep track of the nodes, state of the nodes. Whenever node goes down, they take action. Replication controller, they maintain and control pods based on replication. Endpoint controller, they basically populate the endpoint object, that is, join the service and the pods. Service account and token controller are responsible for API access token and for default accounts of management namespaces. What are the node components? Cubelet is a node component, and this is the agent that runs on each node, and it ensures that the container are running in a pod. It's very simple. Kube proxy is the networking part of the cluster. Container runtime is a software such as Docker. This is a software which runs the container. So what is namespace? Kubernetes support multiple virtual clusters backed by the same physical cluster. These virtual clusters are called namespaces. So it's simple that Kubernetes supports multiple virtual clusters which are controlled by or supported by the physical cluster, and these virtual clusters are called namespaces. We can view namespaces with kubectl get namespace command. Okay, now the important question is, what is a pod? So it is the basic building block of Kubernetes and is the smallest and simplest unit of the Kubernetes object model that we can create or deploy. Please note that a pod encapsulates an application container, or in some case, multiple containers. So in a pod, you can run a simple container or sometimes multiple containers. The installation. Installation is very simple. We will be using 3 servers, basically 1 server and 2 nodes or worker nodes. The master server or the master controller, or you can say the cube master, is going to have 4 GB of RAM. The worker nodes will have 2 GB of RAM each. And first thing which we need to do is install Docker on it. So let me take you to my screen. I'm going to use Terminator for this. Okay, and few things to remember. It's going to split it vertically, and let's split it horizontally. Okay, so this is going to be our master area. This is node 1, this is node 2. Let me just okay, so we have our cube master's external IP over here. Okay, done. Then we have our external IP for node, and I'm using this external servers, but you don't have to do you don't have to use external servers. So anyway, you can use our internal IP addresses, node-1 at and last is going to be our node 2. Okay, so this is good. We have logged into the system, and now few things I would like to mention here, that we have this all the computers over here, like the master node, like the master, like our hypercube, node 1, node 2, they all have these entries into their etc host file, okay, so that they can communicate internally with each other. So just remember this thing. Okay, and we can check this from our node 2. For example, if I want to ping hypercube.example.com, which is not a real domain, but you can see that it can ping. This is because we have these entries in the etc hosts file. Okay, now we need to install Docker. So what we need to do is yum-y install EPEL release. First, we are going to use this. Then we will use the update command, install these things. I already have these things, so but anyway, we will install the repository. Like we will take this all repository here and then install Docker. So let's do that. Okay, and you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the broadcast option. I'm just going to copy this thing till here, just to make sure that these things are installed anyway. Okay, I'm going to use this broadcast all in our Terminator, so it can just, because we need to install these the packages on all of our master and nodes. Okay, it hasn't copied. Okay. I think the slide is working, that's why it's not. So anyway, let me take you step by step from the first let's finish the slide and then we will go back. So first we will install Docker. Then we are going to turn off the swap, disable SELinux, and add the repository for Kubernetes, install Kubernetes on all our machines, enable the service, start Cubelet, make sure that netbridge -nf-call -ip table 6 is equals to 1, is set to 1. Change the driver. So this is something new because whenever I try to install Kubernetes on Centos 7, since it's a system D system, Centos 7, so Docker is always, Docker complains because Docker use cgroup drivers. So we just need to make sure that the drivers matches and we don't get any error while the pre-flight checks. And on the master, then we will use some commands to initialize it. We have already made sure that the nodes have their entries in etc host, and we need to make sure that Docker is running. So then we will use the pod network, and then we will apply the Flannel network, and I will walk you through these steps. So let's start without wasting our time. And first thing I just need to do is copy these commands now. Control-Shift-V. Okay. And you can see that broadcast is actually sending all the commands to all the terminals at the same time. Now we have this yum install y. Okay, perfect. Clear the screen. So everything is installed already. I just want to copy this thing which is important till here. Control-C. So this is going to add actually the Docker's repo. And I know the error, and the error is with this dash. Okay, now it's added. Next thing is we need to install Docker. And you guys don't have to worry about the slides. I will put the link in this description where you can download the slides. Okay, so Docker will be installed. It's installing anyway. Then we need to make sure that swap is off. Let me clear the screen. And then we need to go to etc fs tab and make sure that this /root/swap is commented. Okay, if it's not commented, please do comment it. Now we need to disable SELinux. Disabled, set and force to 0. Okay. Now we need to make sure that Docker is running. And make sure that Docker is enabled also. And Docker PS will reveal that it's working. Okay, good. Now we need to make sure that we have this repository, which we need to copy and add. Control-Shift-V. Press enter. So this is going to add actually Kubernetes repository in all of our worker nodes and the master. Okay, perfect. Now we need to install Cubelet, kubeadm, kubectl, and disable excludes Kubernetes. And this disable exclude means do not automatically upgrade Kubernetes because it can break. Kubeadm does not break without of order, so that kubeadm does not break with out of order packages. Okay, once it's done, we need to enable Cubelet. And start Cubelet. If all goes good, well, we will have our working Cubelet. Okay, good. Okay, so it is telling us there is some error that Cubelet. Okay, yeah, it's not working right now, but anyway, let's first complete our. Let's start it. Okay, let's first complete our configuration. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to ensure that net.bridge.bridge-nf is set to 1. So just copy this and then we run the sysctl-system command. Cannot start proc, no such file or directory. Should we? Okay, it's -- system. So this is done. So let me just fix this as well. Then we will use sed to change the C group drivers. So let's try this. First I'm going to just copy this into my gedit. Okay, this is fine. So this command I'm trying for the first time. So if it gives some error, then we will find the solution. Anyway, let's try this first. Okay, so can't read system, no such file right now. So let's go to it. Let's see system. Okay, so there's no kubelet service right now. Okay, we will apply this command later. Let's go to our next slide. And here it's going to initialize it. Anyway, we need to make sure that we have not missed anything, because at the moment this is giving us some errors. It should not have given us these errors. So okay, Dockers we have installed. We have made sure that Docker is running. Swap is turned off. This is fine. SELinux is turned off. We have already added the repos for Kubernetes. We have already installed this just to make sure. Okay, they are already installed. Okay, let's initialize our Cube ADM, and the API server is IP of our master with the pod of CIDR of this. Just copy this. Okay, and IP address of our API server is 172.31.117.148. Okay, so this CIDR network, this 10.244.0.0 is used for Flannel network, and it is hard coded into the YAML file of Flannel network software, like that YAML file of Flannel. And if you want to change it, you need to go and change that YAML file in the Flannel, which we will download. So I'm not going to do that because this is good enough for me, and I hope it will be fine for you as well. Okay, so now the problem is I need to run this only on our master server. So over here on the nodes, you don't have to run this command. Okay, let's press enter. There are some pre-flight checks, and you can see this error detected C group as the Docker C group. The recommended driver is systemd. So we will try to fix this. I was trying to fix it before we run this cube init. So anyway, let's check. Okay, it's generating the certs and it's creating the cube config. Writing for the Cubelet to boot up the control plane. Okay, this is important. Okay, good. So at the moment it's saying that your Kubernetes control plane has initialized successfully. To start using the cluster, do this and do this. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this thing. like this. Okay, now let me check that if our kubectl system has started or not. Yes, now it's working. So system CTL, you can check status kubelet, it's working now. It was not working earlier. So anyway, good, this is working fine. What we need to do is we need to become a normal user. So I'm going to become it pings. And now I need to run this command as a normal user. Okay, it's not in sudo, so let me add to it pings to sudo. And now let's try that again. Let me clear the screen. Cannot access root, why? Okay. Cannot create. Oh, I have done a blunder actually. Just need to switch to it pings. Let me clear the screen and copy it again. Now it's done properly. Okay, once this is done, we need to download the Flannel. Since we are going to deploy the Flannel network, so to do that, we need to download the configuration file. And this is going to be the file cube-flannel.yaml. Okay, we downloaded the file and now I need to apply it. But before we apply it, let's check a command. This one, get pods, get nodes. Of course it's not going to work, but I just want to check what will be the outcome. So it's saying that the master is not ready. Even the master is not ready. So, okay, now we need to apply. Okay, what will happen if we use this command? Okay, dash, sorry about that. So here you can see that few of our services like core DNS is pending, and etcd, the database is running, API server is running, everything is running, only this core DNS is not running because we have not enabled Flannel network. So let's do that, and in order to do that, we need to run this Flannel apply command, like kubectl apply. And on the master, let's apply that. And if all goes well, we will have our working system. So let's try again cube get all namespaces command, and this time hopefully it will be in running condition. Okay, here you can see that now it's changed from pending to container creating, and now perfect, it's in running condition. So we have successfully implemented our Flannel network. So if I use the command kubectl get nodes, we can see that our master is ready. Perfect. Now what we need to do is we need to join our nodes with our cube master. So to do that, excuse me, we need to run kubeadm join this on our nodes. So I'm already root on my nodes, and over here I will run this command. And I think my nodes just died. Okay, over here I need to run that join command, and now it's joining. Over here as well, I run the same command. Okay, and it's saying kubeadm join blah 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 preflight run pre-check detect CF groups as Docker. Okay, let's check if Docker is running here. Okay, Docker is running. Okay, over here there was no issue, so let's check if our node has joined us. Yes, our node 2 has joined us, this one. Oh, so this is the same node, that's why it's giving the error. Let me exit. Yeah, my bad, guys. So you can see that these things happen. I just don't want to delete or edit this video, so you guys can have a good understanding that what things can happen while installing Kubernetes. Okay, perfect. And now we have this node 1 is also there, and it's saying right now not ready, but soon it will be. Let's give it some time. Okay, still it's not ready. Okay, now it's ready. Perfect. So guys, we have our running cluster. So let's give this command right now. And here you can see that our core DNS is running, Hypercube is running, our proxy is running, everything is running, and now our nodes are also running, and get pods. Well, there are no pods right now. So anyway, thank you very much guys for watching my video. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, and again, please don't forget to visit my website techo.net. And please do subscribe and spread the words to friends and family. And see you in our next video, where we will be installing our pods in Kubernetes, and then we will install some services. Until then, goodbye. God bless.